Bob Marley said, emancipate yourself from mental slavery. If you are mentally enslaved, there is no way in which you can develop. And so part of our city project is really reconnecting with the past. Of course, not living in the past, but reconnecting with the past, learning from the past, building for the future. My name is Ibrahim Tanko Amidu. I am the Executive Director of the Star Ghana Foundation. Star Ghana Foundation is a national civil society organization in Ghana that focuses on promoting active citizenship, enabling and supporting people to be able to contribute their time, their resources towards societal promotion. And it also focuses on local philanthropy, how we can mobilize local resources to address local solutions. And the third is that it strengthens civil society. So that is what Star Ghana is. Star Ghana, in a way, is acting as a facilitator of the OurCity project in Koforidua, which is a city in Ghana. I think well-being, relationships are at the heart of any process towards improving well-being. Relationships, first of all, give people a sense of belonging. Relationships build the trust that enables the sharing of ideas, the co-creation of solutions, and the co-implementation. Relationships matter in terms of strengthening organizations, bringing people together in organizations that they can work collectively. So relationships for me are at the heart of any efforts at well-being. As you mentioned about the poly crisis, even in Ghana, there is a huge problem. First, the traditional forms and ways of connecting are fast disappearing because of urbanization, because of the economic crisis, and etc. So you have a huge group of young people without the social connections, without the voices, without the participation that enables them to feel they matter, but also to be part of the solution. You have a huge youth unemployment crisis that again affects people's well-being. And the third is that you have the youth increasingly disconnecting from the rest of society for a number of reasons. So any effort at addressing this should start with building relationships. And I think that is why relationships should be at the center of what we do, and it is at the center of what we do at Star Ghana. Our role, first of all, was to start the conversations about what do we need to do to enable the city be more friendly towards young people, but also to help build the capacities of young people and their organizations to be able to connect to the spaces where decisions are being made. And the third rule is really to facilitate the relationships between the municipal council, the youth organizations, service providers, whether in education, in health, in entrepreneurship, So we see ourselves as a connector of voices and the strengthening of youth voices in this. It is a pilot. It's not something that has been done in Ghana before, not in this way. So we think that the value of this OurCity project lies in two things. The first is that we are showing that it is possible to put young people at the center in ways that offer win-win solutions for everybody. The second is that we are generating lessons that even if it is not Botnar Foundation supporting other cities in Ghana, we do have lessons that can be shared with other cities and etc. And the third is that because the youth are leading, we are helping to build a new generation of young leaders who will be able to support youth empowerment. When we went into this project, we talked about the youth as one group, as a homogeneous group, young people. But on the ground, we realized that there are different groups of young people, young women, young men, young people with disabilities, young people without an education, young people in urban areas. And unless we begin to see the intersectionality, we may say we are focusing on young people, but at the end of the day, only a certain group of young people would benefit. And so that whole thing about seeing the diversity in terms of youth and finding ways of connecting with each of these, I think that is one of the values that we bring to any efforts towards youth empowerment in Ghana. I think the first is about self-sufficiency. That's recognizing our interconnectedness. This was made with cotton grown in Ghana. This was woven together by local weavers. This was sewn by local, makers. So producing this, so many people were part of the process, but so many people benefited from it. That is the first thing. If this had been imported, nobody would have benefited from this. So that whole process of indigenous ways of doing these things, of course, scaling it up enables win-win situations for everybody. I think the second is that traditionally we also do have ways of communicating that may not be true words. And let me give you an example if we have time. You see this hat I'm wearing, and I was explaining the other day. If you see somebody wearing it with folded to the right, it means this is somebody who doesn't want any trouble, somebody who is just, I'm okay. If you see it folded to the left, it's kind of this young man who say, look, I am a man about town and I don't, If it is up like this, only chiefs do that. And if it is folded behind, it's like this is a head of family, this is a head of... So the way that you even fold this has a cultural significance. We cannot develop if we are not rooted in our culture, in our traditions. So we are connecting with the past, building for the future. And in that way, it is sustainable. It builds on what we know. So we are starting from the known to the unknown. A lot of times what we see is that we import things from outside that are not rooted, and so they are not sustainable.